Whose gun jammed?
Mine, Slick Major.
Watch how you load it next time. A jam magazine in a skirmish could be fatal. I know. That's all for this morning, ladies and gentlemen. Close on the truck, this way. All right, Major. Major Gallagher, sir. Sonny!
Look, it's blood.
Is it? Not with blanks, for God's sake. Who loaded the ammo?
I put 3 boxes on the truck, why?
Did you think it was blank?
Grieve, get the jeep.
Quick!
I'll try and stop the bleeding.
Il est mort. On l'a tué. On l'a tué. It's very cold.
Feel his pulse.
We can put him on the front seat.
Just a minute. Thought so. Tomato juice.
Oh, God.
Quite right, Ebu.
What we call the crisis reaction test. Has to be done. We've got to find out how you'd stand up to a nasty situation.
Right, everybody back in the truck, quick, or we'll be late for the CO's lecture.
Check your guns and mags. Cheer up. Nobody's dead.
I can't bear to see blood. I'm sorry.
Well, you better get used to it. Right. Home, James.
Sergeant in the Abwehr, German Army Intelligence, Zweite Abteilung. His badge, ordinary Wehrmacht, not to be confused with the SD or Sicherheitsdienst. Officer in the Allgemeine SS. Black uniform, highly trained, mostly fanatical. Their badge, the gruesome Totenkopf or Death's Head. Not inappropriate for these chaps. Now, this is not a German at all. I'm showing him to you as a reminder that not all Frenchmen are on our side. He is a member of the Milice, French paramilitary organization loyal to the former Vichy government. They are still about. Now, look at this. This is a classified advertisement in the Paris Soir. In fact, it's a coded message placed by one of our agents to inform a local resistance circuit of the time and place of a night aircraft landing. Very clever, you might think. Well, it was spotted and decoded by a watchful collaborator. We lost half a dozen highly trained men and women. Another warning that not all Frenchmen are to be trusted.
Come on, lying down again. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Are you trying to kill me?
You've got to be quicker grabbing my legs. Don't let the other bloke get that lock on your arm. See? Okay.
No, I'm not okay. You've wounded my shoulder.
Have to get used to that, Mom. Right. Next customer. Come on. Let's serve you.
I don't fancy all this larking about without knowing what's at the end of it for us. Giving them a blank cheque on our services, that's what we're doing.
Then why did you volunteer?
I didn't. I was sprung from the jug. And here I am, punting about in a country house, learning to wrestle and talk froggy. I mean, what is this place, a kid's school or the Ring of Blackfriars?
Well, I could do with a spot of leave. I've been cooped up here for weeks. It's not healthy.
There's not going to be any leave, Corbo, and that's that.
I got us on tomorrow, then.
Cross-country run at 6:30. Half an hour for breakfast, out in the firing range by 8:30, and map reading, Morse, tree climbing and French. Well, that's up to lunch. Wire cutting and laying explosive charges all afternoon.
Then a night exercise, followed by a debriefing, I'm told.
I dreamt last night that I was lying beside the river with Rita Hayworth. Had a dry martini in one hand and a tasty leg of chicken in the other.
Which river was that, then?
Good night.
Yes, well, I think I'll go to bed too. Oh, do you want the lighter? Lights, Ibu.
Oh, yeah. All right, thanks. Do you always smoke in bed?
Only when I'm nervous, Squire.
Well, what are you nervous about?
I don't want to go back to the Nick. It is nice to belong to something. Know what I mean?
Good night, Shuka.
Come.
Colonel.
Ah, Hugh. Today's report.
It's a bit late, sir, so I brought it up myself.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand. Double the number of training periods. How do you think they're standing up to the pressure?
Pretty well. Macaulay's the most promising customer from what I've seen so far. He's got initiative and plenty of dash.
Especially with the ladies, I understand. I'm sorry my French girl cracked a bit today. I had high hopes of Mademoiselle Raw, not if she gets upset at the sight of blood.
Well, it isn't all that long since she lost her fiancé, sir. She'll settle down.
And Rossignol?
Mademoiselle Portales. She's much more stable.
Yeah. Fine physical specimen. The stare. Last the distance?
No doubt, sir.
I usually arrange a modest bet with my group leaders on who'll constitute the final selection. Now, I think we're far enough into the course to judge the form. How about a fiver?
You're on, Colonel.
Good. I have my list here. Sealed, of course. I've exempted Lovell, his essential. I see from your report that he was the first to spot the deception this afternoon.
Yes, he was. Let's hope he doesn't get too bolshy and pack it in, sir.
That is the one thing I dislike about modern warfare. We are all at the mercy of these boffins. I do not warm to specialists. Possibly a fault in me. There it is.
I hadn't suspected that you admitted to faults.
I only said possibly.
I think we should cut down on the curriculum.
Oh. How?
Well, living off the land, for instance. Laying out flare parts, field craft. It isn't as if they're going in for long. I think we should concentrate on what they need for the job itself. Let them pick up the rest if they decide to stay on in special duties.
I'll consider it.
I still intend to get them ready for the 10th.
Is that number out of a hat? Or are you privy to information denied your superior?
No, sir. Just call it intuition.
Look here, Hugh. Let me make one thing very clear. As far as I am concerned, these people will leave here as highly trained agents, not bloody cannon fodder. Come in.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Corporal, what is it?
All right to close up the mess now, sir?
All gone up to bed, have they?
Yes, sir.
How do you think they're shaping up, Corporal?
Well, they're flaked out, most of them, sir.
Yes, Corporal, but apart from that.
Ah. Well, I do have one or two observations, sir, if I may. Yes, Miss Rossignol, sir. She keeps a bit apart. She has a tendency to be secretive.
Anything else?
Yes, sir. Mr. Corbeau's been at it again. He's been telling about life in the North Atlantic convoys in the mess tonight.
Uh-huh. They're still unaware that you speak French?
Yes, sir.
Very well, Miff. If that's all, you can close up and go to bed yourself.
Good night, sir. Sir.
Night, Miff.
Hugh, If our lords and masters are getting twitchy, they can find someone else to train their task force for them.
All right, Colonel. We'll stick to the original date.
We must! It's tight enough as it is. For God's sake, let's be sure they're fit to go.
I'm going to get lit up when the lights go up in London. I'm going to get lit up.
Now, Ned, it's a lot to expect of you. Fluent WT signalling in Morse after only 1 week. But the other subjects had to come first.
How fluent is fluent?
14 words a minute by Monday week.
Right.
And then we start on N and decoding. Now, it can be done once you can crack that Morse alphabet. After that, it'll all come easy, I promise. Now, look, try and think of a word for each letter that has the same rhythm as the Morse. So, for instance, A. That's dot dash, isn't it? Da-da, alone. B, da-da-da-dee, basically.
So C's dash dot dash dot.
Good. So, how about Charlie Chester?
How about Charlie Chester?
So, how do you send the word cab? Shuka, have a try.
Cab. C-A-B.
Send it out on your key. Yeah, let Shuka do it. Now, relax the arm. That's it.
Charlie Chester. Alone. B. Basically. How's that?
That's it. You're on your way. Just keep practicing. It'll soon come.
I can do SOS.
Yes, well, everybody can do SOS.
I can do semaphore, you know, with flags.
Can you see us plodding through France, waving flags? Hello, Jerry's, here we are.
Now, just go through the alphabet, would you? At your own speed. Right, I told you lot have some experience of this. Well, let's just see how fast, shall we? Chardonnay, prepare a message, and the others turn your switches to receive. Not more than a dozen words. Ready? Very well, send.
Not too fast, darling. Give us a chance.
Hand over mouth and nose, knife right round to cover the 3 main points. One vein, windpipe, other vein.
Right. See how it goes.
Somebody shouts the flight's up, and it's time to put the lights up. Then the first thing to be lit up will be me. I'm going to get lit up when the lights go up in London. I'm going to get lit up as I've never seen before. You will find me on the tiles. You will find me wreathed in smiles. I'm going to get so lit up, I'll be visible for miles. The city will sit up when the lights go up in London. We'll all be lit up as the Strand was, only more, much more. And before the sun's laid out, they will fetch
Well, any regrets, any of you? None of you ready to chuck it?
Oh, absolutely not.
You look healthy enough, I must say. A trifle fatigued.
Fatigued? We're out on our feet, honestly, sir.
You'll have to forgive me if I fall asleep in the middle of dinner.
Well, I shan't, because you're sitting next to me tonight. Here's to a happy and successful conclusion to the course.
Did you say conclusion, sir?
Didn't you realise you're halfway through tonight?
Halfway already?
You shouldn't have any bruises, any of it.
It's mostly from the recoil of my cycle.
Here's our Major Gidney to show you.
Dinner is served, Colonel.
Very well. Come along. Nose bags. Ah, Ferdy, enfin, ça va mieux, la jambe.
Ça va mieux, mon colonel?
Bon. Alors, vous venez manger?
Bien sûr, mon colonel.
Mesdames, s'il vous plaît. Wasn't expecting him for a while.
Now, I gather he asked for an early discharge from the hospital. Wanted to get on with the training, or what's left of it.
Good for him. Let's hope his leg's up to it. Mel, you come and sit here by me. I haven't had the pleasure lately. Hirondelle, there.
Monsieur, there's a place over here.
Voilà, mes amis. Bon appétit et de bon entretien. Mais en français, s'il vous plaît. Toujours en français.
Du beurre, mon vieux. Come again. Du beurre.
Passer un peu de l'eau.
Oui, merci beaucoup.
Oui, pour les vacances.
Où ça? Gironde, au bord de la mer?
There's a garden, what a garden. Only happy faces bloom there. And there's never any room there for a worry or a gloom there.
In your own time.
And there's dancing and a lot of sweet romancing. When they play the polka, they all get in the swing. Every time they hear that ooh-pa-pa, everybody feels so tra-la-la. They want to throw their cares away. They all go la-dee-da-dee-ay.
Come on, you miserable little man! Get a move on!
It's a big surprise they're waiting for. And all the couples form a ring. For miles around you'll hear them sing. Roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun. Roll out the barrel. We've got the blues on the run. Sing, boom, carero. Ring out a song of good cheer. Now's the time to roll the barrel for the gang's all here. Then they hear a rumble on the floor. It's a big surprise they're waiting for. And all the couples they form a ring. For miles around, they'll sing
Northbound road leading to village. Here, skirts inlet used by Jerry Service Corps. Mostly QM and ammo. Local resistance reserve reports German truck unloads 2100 hours. 2 Germans make the crossing, 1 sentry deployed. Now, from 2000 hours, 1 resistant will be in position on this side to report progress. That's you, Ferdy. You'll contact your Oppo, Hirondelle, on 34 meters, frequency 687, enciphered. The assault team will be deployed on the far side of the wood, awaiting directive from Ferdy. Objective? Seizure of German truck using minimum force and with utmost dispatch. Right. Suggestions? Grieve.
A sentry will have to be disposed of, and we should have cover.
Well, you could move in ahead and cover us from there. As soon as you're in position, I'll run in and grab the truck.
And the sentry?
Well, I could deal with him. And as soon as I got the engine started, Hirondelle breaks cover and boards the truck, and Grieve as well.
On the move if necessary. The exercise must be carried out at the utmost speed. From the time you receive Ferdy's message, for the whole operation, I'm only going to allow you 5 minutes.
And if the timing goes wrong or the Germans try to intercept?
Well, that's your problem. At worst, wound and impede pursuit. Now, let me make myself clear, Grieve. This is an undercover operation, not a free-for-all.
Sure.
Leader for the assault team tonight, Corbo.
Sir.
As you were, Grieve. Anything else?
Is there a weather report, Major?
Good. Met Office reports a light southwesterly breeze.
Southwest. Then we better keep downwind of them, although hear us trampling through the undergrowth. Maybe better approach by this road here. Less sound, huh?
Agreed?
Sir.
Good. That all? Right, equipment and weapons will be issued at 1800 hours. You're quite clear on your frequency and coding?
Think so, sir.
Well, don't think so, Hirondelle. Be sure. We're talking about life and death. You've got precious little time to get these things right, all of you. Good luck.
Thanks.
Sorry, sir.
Ferdy says the truck's arrived, they're loading the ammo, and there's 1 sentry.
Grieve. Off you go.
There's not much time, is there?
No. I can make it. I'll give him time to clear and follow me.
Okay.
Qui vous a donné cette radio, hein? Répondez! Répondez!
Je ne sais pas, je l'ai trouvée sur la route.
Ça, je ne le crois pas, mademoiselle. Où habitez-vous?
J'habite le village de Montrailles. Depuis 6 mois. Je travaille chez Madame Colline.
Alors, c'est à vous la radio? Hein? Non? Alors à qui? Une réponse, s'il vous plaît.
Je ne sais pas. Je ne l'ai jamais vu.
Vous montez, mon ami. Monteur.
God's sake!
Hein? Qu'est-ce que vous avez dit?
Rien. J'ai dit rien. Je n'ai rien dit. Rien!
Alors, encore une fois. Salope. C'est à qui la radio, hein? À qui?
Je ne sais pas. Je l'ai trouvée sur la route.
Non, non, ça va pas, ça.
Tu me prends pour l'imbécile? Je vais te faire parler si tu tiens cette jolie petite gueule. Espèce d'engourdi!
Alors, vous travaillez chez Madame Colline au village de Montrailles.
Oui, monsieur.
Hein? Monteuse. Madame Colline est morte. Depuis 6 mois.
Mais non, je vous ai dit la vérité. Mais non, je vous jure. Je vous jure.
All right, that'll do. That's enough. Let her go.
Sorry about that, Corbo. Seem to have cut your lip.
It's all right, it'll soon stop bleeding when I die.
Corbo, you'll get worse than a cut lip if you go and do anything so amazingly stupid in the field as you did on exercise tonight, I can tell you that.
Stupid? What, going back for a female colleague in trouble?
Male or female, Corbeau, the object of the operation was to grab a German ammunition truck. The only object, and you failed.
Once you got it started, you should have carried on regardless of your WT operator. Agents who fall and twist their ankles have to look after themselves. There's no time for chivalry in this game.
Chivalry? Well, like common decency, I call it.
You call it what you like. In this job, we don't go back for lame ducks. Is that clear?
Sir.
The job is the only thing that matters. That's what makes it a special job. A half-dead comrade is no substitute for vital information or the operation carried out. You are killing thousands to keep your conscience cozy. Don't do it.
All right, you can turn in now. And you too, Grieve. You did all right.
Aye.
Rivali's at 6 for PT, so you won't get much sleep.
I don't want to sleep for what's left of tonight.
Grieve! In this job, you get all the sleep you can get. Anytime, anywhere. Go to bed!
Sir.
All right, off you go then. Oh, and you better watch that ankle. If it's swollen in the morning, you better miss PT.
In the morning, it's swollen now.
All right, no PT then. You can catch up on your signaling. You messed up your procedures a bit tonight, didn't you?
I'm sorry. I'll try to do better, really I will.
Are you all right?
Morning, love.
Morning.
Oh, what happened to you?
Twisted the old ankle.
Poor lucky girl. You missed a grueling PT session. All good has made us do 100 press-ups without a rest. I'm so hungry I could eat 6 plates of bacon and eggs.
Why don't you ask then? You know, please, sir, can I have some more?
I might put on weight. I'll lose my irresistible charm.
En français, mes amis, s'il vous plaît.
Sir.
Taylor 28. Last case, I'm afraid.
Pretty good.
Fond of port, are you?
Oh, yes, I am. Now, that's something the war's taught me. Fairly soaked up the stuff in our battalion mess, and one had to keep one's end up.
You always drink 4 glasses after dinner, then, do you?
Good God, have I really?
There's no harm in that, so long as his mess bilk and his liver can stand it.
Not slurring my words, am I, sir?
No, not in the slightest.
Oh, thank God for that. A bit tired tonight, so I better watch it. I think we all are.
I'll tell you one thing, Mésange, you'll leave this place fitter than you've ever been in your life. And tougher, whatever else happens.
Yeah, I can believe that. Girls are standing up to it well.
Of course they are. They've got to show that they're a match for you. In the field as well as the boudoir. I suggest you run along and entertain them. You can't leave it all to young Corbeau, and for God's sake, tell him to play something a bit more cheerful.
Right you are, sir. The Colonel ordered me to entertain the ladies, so may I entertain you?
You can't blame him. She's the prettiest thing we've had through here for some time. And what better way to perfect your French? What?
I'm off to bed. Yes. Good night.
Oh, good
I'll
night.
see you in the morning.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Oughtn't we to ask Ferdy to join us?
You want to?
Does he scare you?
Yes, he does a bit. He seems so sort of, oh, I don't know, moody, I suppose.
So would you be if your country had been overrun by the Germans? It's no excuse for being rude. Look, shall I ask him to join us? Yes or no?
Well, I don't mind.
Excuse me. I'll go to bed. Monsieur Ferdy, would you care to join us?
Good evening, monsieur.
Good evening.
We've just been talking about this tune, the one that Corbeau's playing. Do you like it? Are you as tired as we are?
No. No, I'm not tired. It's just that my leg gives a little pain.
Oh, I am sorry. Yes, I heard you've been in hospital. Are you still receiving treatment for it?
The doctor's coming tomorrow to see to it. Thank you for making the inquiry.
Oh, not at all. I know that we are not supposed to talk about our private lives, but, well, I should like to say that I feel for you, having friends and relations left behind in France.
Thank you.
And, well, I'm sure that you will all be soon together again.
There is no one.
Yes, well, I think I'll be getting off to bed. I'm very tired, so if you'll excuse me. Good night.
Night. I'm not keeping you, am I? Oh, do go to bed if you want to.
No, I'd be happy to talk with you, if I may.
Of course.
You play bezique charmingly. Well, you do everything charmingly. You fire your Sten gun with charm. You wrestle, throw grenades, read a map, and play cards, all charmingly.
Please, Messange, do not try to flirt with me. Let us be friends and comrades.
Comrades in arms?
I do not joke. Please do not try to make love to me. I don't want this.
I'll try, but I can't promise. Myth?
Yeah?
Oh, doesn't matter.
Go for a nightcap, Hugh?
Not tonight, thank you, Colonel. Good night, sir.
No, don't stop, don't stop. You're rather good on the old ivories, aren't you?
Thank you, sir.
Where did you learn to play the piano like that?
Dulwich, actually, sir. I was in the school dance band.
Dulwich. Ah, yes. Whatever became of Manfred Geiler? Your best friend at Dulwich, Mr. Wilson. German boy, from Dresden. Also in the school band?
How did you know, sir?
Did you ever see him after leaving school?
Yes, I did. I went to stay with his family in the Black Forest. Summer before the war. Well, we fell out. He was full of Nazi ideas. Things I couldn't possibly agree with. We had quite a row. Well, he's probably in the SS now. How did you know about Manfred Geiler, sir?
Oh, I seem to remember reading something about it in your file. We do check up on our new intake. School friendships can sometimes be stronger than love of country, you know.
Sir, I've seen what their U-boats can do.
If we had the slightest doubt about your allegiances, you wouldn't be here. Enjoyed our little chat. Night, Corbo.
Do you mind if I join you?
Oh, no, please do. Was the Colonel being nice or not nice?
Oh, yes, very friendly. Yes, I admire him.
Well, I can imagine him taking part in the trooping of the colour, but, no, somehow I just can't see him in a battle.
I wheedled it out of Myth the other night. The old boy got an MC at Dunkirk.
Oh.
He swam his entire company out of the ships, got them all on board under heavy dive bombing. He got a bit of shrapnel in his back in Greece in 41. Got his men out again. And a DSO. Well, it's not bad for a Gardaí, is it? How's your leg?
Oh, much better. Thank you.
We've all been told not to ask you how you injured it. I can only guess you were working for the resistance. If so, may I offer you my warmest admiration?
Thank you.
That would seem to be a gentle hint from Corporal Moffat.
Yes, I think it's time we all went to bed.
Yep. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Mademoiselle Merles?
Bonsoir.
Good night.
Thank you for being nice to him. I do wish the others would be.
Oh, they will be in time. They'll have to be. He's an important part of what we're doing. Haven't you guessed?
Yes. Yes, I suppose so. Night, Nick.
Night, ma'am. Night, sir.
night, Bill.
Good night, Bill.
Go. Yes, Corporal, what is it?
Can you spare a minute, sir?
Oh! Case of kiss me goodnight, Sergeant Major. Is that it, Miss Ange?
Oh, my God.
Miss Ange, as you were.
I say, Miss Ange, you really are rather a chump, aren't you?
Sir.
You'll discuss this in the morning.
Oh, Miff, I long for bed. Is this exercise nearly over?
All right, ladies. You can go back to your beds now. It's all over.
Thank you. What was it, Miff?
It's Mr. Mésange, ma'am. He's had a slight mishap.
Oh. Is he all right?
He'll survive.
I do not propose to labour this business, Mésange. I will say only this. You were not on your guard, and you panicked. If you had perpetrated this charade before your training here, it might have been vaguely excusable. To have done so after being with us at the hall for 4 weeks is an absolute disgrace. Had this been for real in enemy territory, Mésange would probably have been deprived of those parts he was hoping to use. You must apply everything you are learning here to everything you do. Everything. Right, sit down, Mésange. Try and benefit from the experience. Sergeant Major Gidney will now carry on with the somewhat more relevant subject of sabotage, with special reference to...
Laying of explosive charges, sir.
Sergeant Major!
I'm sorry.
It just goes to show they are not ready for it yet. I do not like short courses, Hugh. It has to get into their bones, become a way of life. You haven't forgotten our little wager, have you?
No, sir.
Any fancied horses, as yet?
No.
What a shower, eh?
raining all sorts these days. I don't know.
The story continues at 12:05 next Monday. And next tonight, Edge of Darkness.
So, you're behind enemy lines. You're cut off. You've lost all contact for the moment with the rest of your unit. You're trapped inside this building, and the only way out is through this door, which is locked. Meanwhile, outside in the street, the balloon's gone up. And Jerry is conducting a house-to-house to find you. All of which means that if you don't get out of here pretty damn quick, you're finished. I'm going to be a POW. You're in civvies. And the Gestapo will make a meal of you. So, any suggestions?
Knock the door down with your shoulder, Sergeant.
Sir.
Yes, Corporal.
Message from Colonel Squire, sir. Like to see you back at the hall right away.
Tell him I'm on my way.
Sir.
I told you, the street outside is swarming with Jerrys. I doubt if you'll get away without making some noise. But a pistol shot is distinctive. It'll pinpoint you above any background noise.
Sergeant, nothing.
Right. I'll make it easier for you. Just so happen to have with you half an ounce of plastic and one detonator. So?
You use the plastic to blow the lock.
And the noise?
Sorry.
You would be, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Could I, Sergeant Major? So, what we have here is half an ounce of the necessary and one detonator. And as the Sergeant Major quite rightly pointed out, not a bright idea making a big bang if you want to get into somewhere without disturbing the neighbours, or in this case, out of somewhere. So if I could just give you your explosive back, Sergeant Major. A bootlace. Kiss a bootlace.
I will.
Which leaves us with one detonator, which is, remember, an explosive device in its own right. And some matches. Bootlace, Matches. Matches, bootlace.
Get on with it.
First, you take your bootlace, which now becomes your fuse. And you fit it in the detonator. With a match head. And what have we got? We got a key, haven't we? It's going to open this door for us.
And what about the noise, sir? Still going to make a noise?
Oh. A jacket, a blanket, anything made of soft material. You've got your detonator in your lock, right? Which you cover with your blanket. Thank you, most kind. You can use a chair, anything like that. Making quite sure that your fuse is dangling down nicely where you can get at it. You light it, then you get the hell out of the way.
Right. If we've quite finished Shuka, why don't we all get over to the assault course?
Colonel Williams here.
What's going on?
I'll let him tell you about it.
Sir.
Gallagher, good to see you.
Something up?
I don't know. Possibly. No, we just had a report from de Grouchy. For the last 48 hours, that dump has been swarming with German sappers. Well, they're widening the minefield.
But that minefield's been laid for some time now, sir.
Well, exactly. So, what's happened to suddenly make them nervous?
But couldn't it simply be that someone's taken a look at the place and decided that the defences are inadequate?
Yes, in fact, that's by far the most obvious reason. But I have to say again, why the rush?
Well, what are you suggesting, sir? That they're onto us?
I'm not sure as such. The feedback we've been getting from one of our spies in the High Command indicates that the Germans are well aware of several squads like your own being lined up for special sabotage missions in Europe, with France as the priority target for obvious reasons. Now, of course, it could mean that they've simply cracked a couple of codes, but on the other hand, it could mean that they've got one of their own people inside our setup. So, all group commanders being asked to look at their teams again. Just keep your eyes open for anything remotely suspicious.
If there is the slightest suspicion that there's a traitor, wouldn't the sensible thing be to abort all the teams and start again with entirely new people?
Yes, Tim, indeed it would. But there simply isn't time. Look, what I'm going to tell you now is not to be repeated. We believe this dump you're after is only one of possibly 3 or 4 in France. So, by blowing it up, well, you're not solving the problem. You are merely buying us a few more weeks. And a few more weeks which could be vital to the whole course of the war. See, the Yanks have been doing their homework on this. And allowing for their customary exaggeration, well, they reckon that if the Germans have, say, 50 of these missile launching ramps, then they can put 14,000 of these rockets onto London per day.
14,000 per day?
Well, the target's got to be hit, gentlemen, whatever the cost. If we have to go into this with a traitor in our midst, well, it's just too bad. But we'll do our damnedest to winkle him out.
Or her.
Or her.
Yes, sir.
Lovely. So,
Thank you.
all right.
That was a pretty neat trick today with the detonator.
Well, just a little something I picked up in the course of my misspent youth.
And now you owe me 1 bootlace.
Sorry about that. If it weren't for the blackout, I'd nip up Bond Street, get you a nice pair of shoes.
I would have thought the blackout would have been a distinct advantage.
Not nice.
Ah, good. Tanner again, then?
Oh, you're a hustler, mate. That's what you are.
Takes one to know one.
Right.
Any thoughts?
I've been through them until I'm blue in the face. As far as I'm concerned, they're all as clean as choir boys.
Yes. But we'd expect them to be, wouldn't we? I mean, if one of them is a spy that Jerry has planted on us, he'd make damn certain his cover was perfect, wouldn't he?
Have you ever done any parachute jumping before?
Me? I get vertigo on tall pavements.
I should be terrified.
Oh, well, you know what to do. Just shut your eyes and think of England. Or in your case, France.
Don't you ever wonder what this mysterious job is we're being trained for?
Oh, best not to. Careless thoughts cost lives. Especially if you talk in your sleep.
It has to be a big one. And urgent, the way they're working us.
Well, between you and me, there is this chap with Tash hangs about in this place called Berchtesgaden, garden, and the PM has decided that he'd like a few sharp words with him.
Sometimes I think we must be mad. Volunteering for an assignment we don't even know anything about.
Why did you volunteer?
I hate the thought of them occupying my country. I keep thinking of my mother. So if there's anything I can do to get them out of France, I'll do it.
Really? Anything?
Yes. Why did you volunteer for special duties?
Oh, well, the way I see it, if you're going to have a war, you might as well get some fun out of it. And it certainly wasn't much fun being stuck behind a desk moving paper clips around.
So that's all you're in it for, then? Fun?
No, Rossignol. There is quite a bit more, actually.
But you seem to revel in all of this so much. I mean, doesn't any of it frighten you? The thought of what we might be getting into.
Lots of things frighten me. Especially beautiful French girls.
I can see that.
Chardonneret. Her boyfriend was flying Spitfires for the RAF. She escaped from France to be with him. When he was killed, she immediately joined the Free French and volunteered for special duties, presumably to have a go back at them.
Unlikely.
Very. Grieve. Duncan Cameron. Boy soldier and commando. Well, you're hardly likely to join the commandos if you're a German spy. It's far too dangerous.
Yes, I agree.
Mel. Ellen Robinson.
Well, her husband bought it at Dunkirk, which is why she's with us. Most unlikely.
Macklin.
Thief and jailbird.
No, sir, I cannot see it. He's a professional criminal. When the war's over, that is what he'll go back to. He is only in this for one thing, the money. And his free pardon, of course.
The Germans would be ready to pay him handsomely.
If you're a German spy, you do not make a living on the side cracking safes. You might just get caught and spend the rest of the war in prison, which sort of defeats the object of planting you in the first place.
Yes, unless, of course, he's made contact with them since.
Well, how? With the limited opportunities he's had, how would he make contact?
Yeah, I don't know.
L'Envoi.
He alerted us to the dump in the first place.
Sally Burkitt. Hirondelle. Lived in Germany till she was 16. Absolutely no cover. Far too likely, sir.
Yes, I agree.
Corbeau. Jeff Wilson. Ex-merchant seaman. Fished out of the water twice, ferrying supplies across the Atlantic. On the second occasion, the U-boat surfaced, and he held them off practically single-handed with a machine gun till they shot the ship from under him. I cannot see it, sir.
No, I mean... Lovell.
Well, Professor Evans vouched for Lovell, and Colonel Gwilym has known Professor Evans for years.
Yeah. Which leaves...
Which leaves Captain Macaulay... and... Simon Portales.
No, we're going round in circles. Well, what do you think?
I don't think so. There is nothing to go on.
Tomorrow, they're due to go on a parachute course.
Yes.
Gives us an excellent opportunity to go through their things.
30? Oh, sorry, I'm disturbing you.
No. My eyes were getting tired anyway.
What are you reading?
It's by Voltaire. Zaire. Do you know it?
No.
You're not a bookworm, then, eh?
Oh, I'm pretty strong on Bulldog Drummond. What was it like? Your bookshop in France?
You know about that? Oh, small, ugly, full of dark corners and dust.
Sounds nice.
It had a certain charm, I suppose. Before the books were taken, there was a distinctive smell of wood, leather, and French cigarettes. And old books, of course. Did you know that you can never get rid of the book smell? When you were in there all the time, you'd hardly notice it. But when you came back from a holiday, it greeted you like an old dog.
What did you mean? Before the books were taken?
One day, the door of my shop was kicked open. The Gestapo came in. They started destroying the books. When I objected, I was kicked in the groin. They took everything. Every book. Some of them were quite irreplaceable. They piled them out in the street and set fire to them.
Why? Why did they do that? Was it because they knew that you were working for the resistance?
No, I wasn't working for the resistance. Up until that time, the war had not been quite that personal.
Then I don't understand. What was the point?
If you are trying to hold down a hostile civilian population, in those circumstances, a book is more deadly than a hand grenade. Ideas freely expressed, 10,000 times more explosive than dynamite. You see, from their point of view, it wasn't just a bookshop. It was an arsenal. And it had to be destroyed.
What a terrible experience for you.
You have the gift of listening. That is very rare.
Well, it's probably because I don't have very much to say for myself.
I can hardly believe that. This course you're going on, you're going to be away for 2 or 3 days, right?
Apparently, yes.
I look forward to our next meeting.
So shall I. Good night.
Good night.
Night-night, Evelyn.
Night-night. Oh, no joker in the pack?
No, sir.
Oh, what do they do at Nestwood?
They ought to arrive there around tea time.
Ah, it's just the entire team is kept under the strictest surveillance the entire time they're there, just in case.
That is already laid on, sir.
Yes, and for my part, I've already arranged to have the entire team checked out thoroughly all over again. Oh, come on, Hugh. Why, if none of us was ever deceived, there'd be no need for spies.
It's no consolation somehow, sir. If you're the one who invited them in.
Every single member of that team was checked out by all concerned. So, let's have no more of that. Now, anything else I can do for you before I go?
Yes, there is actually, sir. If the Germans have enlarged the minefield, then we ought to have some detailed idea of the extent of it.
Oh, I suppose you'd like some, vertical 36-inch land stuff of the area?
Yes, sir.
That's already laid on.
Right, sir.
Ferdy would like to see you, sir.
Oh, very well. Show him in.
Sir.
Sir.
Thank you.
Ah, how's the leg?
Oh, it's much improved, thank you.
Good.
It's going to be very quiet here for the next few days, huh?
Oh.
With the team over at Nesford.
Yes, give you an excellent opportunity to rest the leg. Or isn't that what you meant?
I would like to join them.
Well, I don't see the point. You can't jump 30.
I'm sure my time wouldn't be wasted there. Besides, I'm going to get very bored here on my own.
Yes, well, the bus has already left.
I'm sure some alternative arrangements can be made.
Major Gallagher's driving over there tomorrow. See if he'll give you a lift.
Thank you, Colonel.
Give me Colonel Gwilym.
This way, please.
It's always to come, is it? Can't wait. Mom?
Thank you. It's very quiet around here.
Yes, Mom.
Thank you. Nesford is a village nearby, isn't it?
That's right, Ma'am. About 5 minutes walk down the road. Not what you might call the throbbing heart of civilization. 4 houses, post office and a pub. Andy waters the beer.
Doesn't everybody these days?
Do you mind?
Hey! Pretty quick off the mark.
Everybody's having cards. I'm sorry, but that's all I know. I know it's my turn.
Here's the sign. Yeah, Chuck. Come here. Come on. Yeah, Chuck, come here. Come on, drag yourself away from your drink. Come on.
Bring mine over.
Get you away from the bar. Come on. Now, look. Just for the hell of it, let's put our heads together and work out what we're doing.
Getting around it.
Now, look, what's so special about us? I've been talking to some of the others. You know, the mammals and the fishes. Now, their courses are identical to each other. They're not the same as ours.
Yes, they do seem to think we're rather special.
Exactly.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Look, if you compare our course with the others, now what do we do that they don't?
Get bruises.
I'm being serious, Ebu. Well, it's demolition, isn't it? We train with an emphasis on demolition.
What are you trying to say, Corporal?
Yeah, hang on, he's got a point here.
Look, all I'm trying to say is, if we think about it, we might be able to work out what it is that we're being trained for.
Well, could it have anything to do with the fact that we speak French in the mess and tomorrow we're going to learn parachuting?
So we're going to be dropped into France for a short-term job, right?
Right.
Right. Involving a safecracker and a scientist.
To get something out of a safe or a bank. Something scientific.
Well, that's what I think. Now, Ebu, what exactly is it that we're looking for?
Don't look at me. I'm a conscript, slave labor. Carried off in my prime.
Oh, yes.
Come on, Ebu. Don't be so secretive. Now, we've got a pretty shrewd idea what most of us do when we're not playing soldiers. So what is this all about?
You really want to know, don't you?
Yes, we do.
Well, I haven't the faintest idea.
I reckon he's working for the Krauts myself. He keeps reading these dirty, great books in German, you know. Talk about doing it the hard way.
Look, most scientists read German. I mean, they have to if they want to keep up with things. Look, don't underestimate the Germans. They're very clever people. Anyway, careless talk costs lives.
Hold up. Here's Robert the Bruce. Where you been?
I've just been thinking.
Oh.
No, I reckon they might just be going to drop us into France.
You look nice in a kilt, and it's not all Aggies between the ear holes. Here, over
But
here,
I
old
think
son.
that's-
Come on. We got it all worked out.
What?
Listen. They're going to drop us into the casino at Monte Carlo, right? Yeah, now listen. Well, I'm doing a bank. Ibu is going to be fixing the tables, mathematical-like. The girls, well, they're keeping the officials happy.
Then we run and leave Messange to chat his way into the palace.
Yeah. Lays the charges and blows the whole caboodle off the face of the earth.
Oh, and what do I do?
What do? You get the drinks in.
What do you want?
And quick.
I'll have
One
a
of
big
these,
one.
please, Greed.
That the lot?
Yes.
Anything?
No.
No, not me. Oh, did I tell you? Ferdy wants to go to Nisford.
Ah.
Well?
Well, maybe he's just bored, sir. Or missing somebody.
Oh?
Well, from what I've seen, he and Merle have been getting pretty cozy lately.
I see. Why wasn't I told about this?
Quiet, please. Sit down. Thank you. Thank you, Sergeant. Anywhere, doesn't matter. Thank you. My name is Preston, and it's my unhappy task to push you lot through a course in 3 days that normally takes 3 weeks. Basically, what I'm going to teach you is how to jump out of an aeroplane at 5,000 feet and get yourselves down without breaking your ruddy necks. And I do intend to do that. If I have to break your ruddy necks to do it. It is not going to be easy. Now, while you're here at Nesford, you will, of course, have full and free access to the officers' mess and all the other usual facilities, but the same simple rules apply here as at your own place. Stay inside the perimeter wire at all times. No telephone calls allowed, and all outgoing mail will be censored. Apart from that, any kind of direct contact with the outside world is strictly verboten. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Right then. Let's get over to the parachute store, get kitted out.
Are you all right? Yeah. I think so.
Allow me, sir. There we are, sir. How's that? Comfy?
Thank you.
Any time, sir. Mom?
Now stand up, sir.
Hurt a bit, that, did it, sir?
Yes, Sergeant, it did.
Good. That shows we've got it on right. Now then, gather round, ladies and gentlemen. Pay attention, please. You've now been introduced to your parachute for the first time. Treat it like it was your mother, with reverence and respect. Get to know it. It's in your interest, because when you jump from that Dakota in 2 days' time, it's going to be the only thing between you and the grave. Literally.
Where can I find Squadron Leader Preston?
We'll be in the training hangar this time of day, sir.
Thank you. I'll drop you off at the officers' mess and you can put your stuff away, all right?
Fine. Elbows in, chin down, and go, 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 go. Go, 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 go.
Hugh, good to see you.
How are they shaping?
Well, good enough. They're better than average in the main, they'll do.
Security.
Don't worry, nobody's giving away any of your precious secrets. It's pretty tight without making it obvious. Well, oh, it's nothing, really. One of the girls was probing about the local layout.
Which one?
The one you call Rossignol.
Probing?
Oh, just asking about nightlife and so on. Oh, Hugh, she's a pretty girl.
Anything else?
No. Oh, a Lieutenant Colonel Gwilym rang. Said he'd like to see you right away. Said it was urgent.
Right. What is it?
Well, as clearly as it's a ventilation shaft from the old 1917 excavation.
When were these taken?
Further reconnaissance got them for us yesterday.
We have to have the original plans of the complex. Can we possibly find out if they still exist?
We'll do our best. I got this man Vierda being brought down for questioning this afternoon. Will you be free?
I will, sir.
Good.
You realize it's our way in?
It's all coming together, Hugh. I think we might just pull this off.
Right, thank you, Sergeant.
Now, sir, remember the three things. Legs together, knees bent and relaxed, and you roll to the side. If you don't, you could break your leg or your back, or what's much worse, spend the rest of your life with a high-pitched voice. It'll either make a mess or a miss out of you. Right, go.
Good. Next man, Sergeant King.
Right, go. Go!
Legs together, lad. You all right?
Yes, thank you, sir.
This had been for real, you might well have broken that leg.
Yes, sir.
Right, next man. Go!
I could have hit him when he pushed me out.
Is your ankle all right?
Oh, yes, I think so. I just mistimed it a bit, that's all.
That's a ventilation shaft, isn't it? These are the latest photos we have of the site, monsieur. Their scale is larger than the earlier ones. That is a ventilation shaft, isn't it? Shall we go flying again? Don't think it wouldn't be a pleasure. That is a ventilation shaft, isn't it?
Yes. Tell us about it.
There were ventilation shafts.
Were?
They've been blocked up for years.
Can access be gained from any of the old shafts?
No, I've told you they've been blocked up for years.
And this one?
I suppose it is possible.
Suppose? You know, don't you? Yes or no?
Yes, it could be. I don't know. I haven't examined it.
So, where does this one lead to inside?
I don't know.
But if you're enlarging existing excavations made by the French government in 1917 and you were using their plans, then you must know where it leads to.
I can't remember.
So you were using their plans? Where are they now, monsieur, those plans? Where are they kept?
In the War Department, cartography section.
Don't believe you. That's where you got them from. But where are they now?
In the War Department cartography section.
Where are they now?
There are copies. In the district surveyor's office in the town hall in Senlis.
Thank you.
Well, now, monsieur, you're in a more receptive mood. Well, perhaps we can talk about other things, like alarm systems, minefields, garrisons, and so on. Oh, you take your time. And perhaps you'd like a cup of tea.
Birdie! Oh, what a nice surprise.
Really?
Yes.
Good. How's it been going then?
Oh, I ache all over. You've missed nothing, believe me. What on earth made you come?
Oh, I was bored. And I missed you.
Somebody
Evening, sir. Thank you, Coach.
Where's the other girl?
Not seen us as dinner, sir. Should I get one of the Waths to check out the women's quarters?
Yes, why don't you do that? All the others present and correct?
Except for the one they call Massage. He went out about 5 minutes ago, sir. Can I get you a drink, sir?
Yes, please. Inspecting the pitch before the match tomorrow.
Something like that, sir. We'll bat, I think.
There's a bit of an experience coming out the old balloon for the first time.
I'm sure.
It's a lot worse than coming out of a plane, I always think. Oh, how's your ankle now?
Oh, it's feeling much better, thank you, sir.
No ill effects?
No, sir.
Good show. Well, good night.
Good night, sir.
Now then, you're going to go up there 4 at a time to about 700 feet. Your chute will be released by static line, so all you have to do is to jump when you're told to. When the chute opens, look up to check your canopy. Hands on lift webs, there may be oscillation. Look down to check your landing area. Legs together, relaxed. Nothing to it. Piece of cake. And just to prove that, we've rigged up a sandbag up there with its very own parachute. And as the sandbag comes down, what I want you all to do is to imagine that that sandbag is you. All right? Right, Corporal Harrison? Ready whenever you are? Oh dear. Sorry about that. Right, let's have the first 4, shall we?
I'm not amused, Sergeant.
Can't think how it could have happened, sir.
It will never happen again, Sergeant.
Yes, sir.
Right, Sergeant, I'll go out with the last two. I haven't had my weekly jump yet.
Sir.
Hello, what's the matter?
Oh, nothing, sir.
What is the matter?
Oh, it's my ankle, sir, the one I hurt yesterday. When I woke up this morning, I found it had swollen up during the night.
Why didn't you say so?
Oh, I thought it'd be all right, sir.
You can't go parachute jumping, man, with a swollen ankle. On off you go. Report to the MO. Let him take a look at it.
Yes, sir.
How long was Rossignol missing?
About half an hour, from what we can gather.
Have you said anything to her?
No.
Good, don't. I think I'll stay the night.
Yes, of course. There's something else. Well, it may be something, maybe nothing.
Oh?
Come and meet Jock Saunders. He's our MO.
Come on, Shuka, I'll buy you a drink. Anything
Boiling
to shut
up the
you
doodle.
up.
Jock, this is Major Gallagher, who's in charge of the new intake.
How do you do? Hello.
Did you, tell him about Message's ankle?
Well, there's nothing to tell. Nothing wrong with it.
Have you x-rayed it?
Certainly nothing broken in there.
What about, swelling?
Hardly any.
So what you're trying to tell us, Jock, is that he is simply malingering?
No, it's not for me to say that. I mean, you can never be 100% sure in these cases. But if you want my professional opinion about the ankle, I'd say there was nothing wrong with it.
Right, thanks, Jock.
Thank you.
I want to see the final performance now.
All right, go on, Brian. What do you think?
Right now.
Well, he wouldn't be the first one to have second thoughts about coming out of that balloon.
I need to know definitely, Brian, one way or the other.
It is vital, then, that he makes a jump for this show of yours?
Absolutely.
So what do you want us to do?
Take him up this afternoon.
What about the ankle?
Strap it up. What else?
Where's the friend?
Yes, sir.
$700 feet, one-man staff.
Number 2. Number 1.
Up 700 feet, one man jumping.
Up 700 feet, one man jumping.
Stand in the door. Go!
Brian, you were up there with him. What do you think?
I think he was terrified.
I think
Quite obviously has a thing about heights. It's not that uncommon. Still, he jumped.
If a man jibs once, he's liable to do it again when it really matters. You know that.
Happy landings.
I'll drink to that.
So, now what?
We carry on, of course. For the moment, anyway.
And what about his girlfriend?
Ditto.
You were telling me about your love life.
I was not.
Is there one?
Perhaps.
Anyone I know?
We're not supposed to talk about our private life.
Oh, I see. Would you like another drink?
What time is it?
10 o'clock. Oh. 2200 to us.
No, I think I'll go to bed. I'm sure we're going to have another hard day tomorrow.
I'll see you home.
It's only down the corridor.
A lot of things can happen to a girl down the corridor, especially in the blackout. Come on. Good night. Oh, my God. Oh.
How is your ankle?
Absolutely fine.
Thank you for walking me home.
Oh, it's the least I could do. I mean, a poor, defenseless, expert in unarmed combat like you.
You're very sweet.
I know, it's true. And you're very beautiful.
You're not at all what you pretend to be. I do realize that. Good night, Miss Osh.
So long, baby.
Especially that one where we actually had to do the jump. Yeah. What about the 1, 2? Oh, don't.
There's more drama from the Fourth Arm tomorrow night at 12:05. And stay with us because coming next it's the penultimate episode of Edge of Darkness.
and hook up.
Ankle's still holding up all right? Hi now, sir! You sure? Definitely! All right.
Dispatcher to pilot. Teams hooked up and ready to jump.
Roger. Approaching DZ. Red light on. Green light. Jump.
Go! Go!
The Grouchy confirms that Vierde is correct. The plans of the complex are in the town hall at Senlis, in the surveyor's office.
How does he know, sir?
He has a man in the drafting section. No, the problem is getting them out. See, as ever, de Grouchy refuses to use his group for this kind of operation. I must say, for once, I'm inclined to agree with him. Now, if they messed it up, or, well, simply drew attention to a suddenly missing set of plans, well, the Germans will put two and two together. And they must know that anything has happened at all. No, the ball is well and truly in our court.
So what do you have in mind, sir?
I want you to go in and get him.
How soon can you lay on a Lysander?
Not you alone. Oh, no. No, I don't think that'd do at all. See, there is no particular guard on the premises. I mean, why should there be? But there is a German troop presence in the town. And without de Grouchy, you must have backup.
Colonel, I don't want backup.
Well, it's too risky. Accidents can happen. It has to be a quick sort, by a small team.
And where is this small team coming from?
You will select 3 or 4 from your lot presently training.
They're not ready, sir. They're not properly trained. They haven't completed the course.
Well, nevertheless, that's what we're going to do. Now, you make your own selection. I'll be in touch as soon as I have JRC approval and can arrange the necessary facilities for the drop.
Sir.
Oh, Hugh, there's one other matter. That French girl who's been making outside calls. What's her name?
Simone Portals.
I'd like you to consider her for the team. Well, she knows the town, she knows the area. If she's clean, that could be an advantage. If she's not, well, let's hope we find out before too much damage is done. And in that case, you get rid of her. And that's an order.
Sir.
Now, you keep me informed.
Sir?
Put me through to Joint Intelligence, please.
Sir.
This afternoon's card, the Grand National! Now, as you can see, the field for this year's race, it's a bit thinner than usual. I put it all down myself to the amount of horse meat getting into the shops just lately. But, no, as you can see, they're a very nice-looking couple of fillies, and they're only doing the riding. Here, look, any more bets before I declare the book?
Not quite the playing fields of Eton, eh?
Yes, but are you going to place a bet?
Oh, 2 and 6 on the Scottish one.
Very well.
Half a crown on Flying Scotsman.
Oh, you've lost that, darling. Righty! Ladies and gentlemen, what you see before you is a very interesting contrast in styles, reflecting the typical national characteristics of the horses taking part. Now, with Black Beauty here...
Black Beauty?
Yeah, we have those unique qualities of style, elegance, endurance.
You wouldn't by any chance be biased, would you?
Yeah, I would, yeah. And with a Flying Scotsman here, you have those typical Scotch characteristics of dourness.
Dourness?
Yeah, that and all, yeah. Determination, not to mention brute strength and ignorance!
Will you get on with it? I'm getting cramp in my knees.
Yes. On your marks, then. Get set. Go!
All right, come on, Brian. What's the verdict?
Well, as I've said before, I could have used another year at least. But given a calm night and a clear DZ, I'd say they should just about get themselves down without breaking any bones.
Thank you, Brian. Ever the optimist.
Not at all.
And our boy?
Oh, he's wetting himself. There's no doubt about it. But he still jumped.
He could hardly do anything else, could he? Not without totally losing face.
That is not true. I've given him every opportunity to cry off because of that ankle. He's sound. Look, Hugh. All right, I don't know what's involved, but why don't you just talk to him? And put it to him straight that you know there was never anything wrong with that ankle in the first place.
There just might have to be a steward's inquiry. No, I'm not at all sure. Miss Orange won't interfere with at that final fence.
So, I never touched him.
You get out.
Never mind the interference. You just give me the pound you owe me, and then you can buy me a drink.
Yes, take it. Have a good time.
Thanks.
Right. Well, what are you going to have to drink?
Oh, hot wine, please.
Right, tomato juice. Lovely, thank you. Tomato juice. I think I ought to go to bed very soon. I'm feeling quite tired after you, mate.
Wouldn't hear of it. Come on, it's early. We don't often have an evening to play with.
Oh, just what I need. Miss Sarge, Major Gallagher would like a word with you if you have a moment.
Oh, what now? Can't it wait?
I shouldn't think so. It'll only take a minute. In my office, first floor. I'll finish your drink for you and talk to this charming officer cadet.
Well, what shall we talk about?
The Major's not going to ask you to leave, is he?
Why on earth should he do that?
Well, we both know Miss Orange is not too happy about jumping. It would be a pity. He's a nice man.
If this horse doesn't get a drink soon, you'll get your head kicked in. Come on! That's better. You see what a little Gallic charm does.
Come in.
Good evening, sir.
Message, have a seat.
Thank you very much, sir.
Enjoying your end-of-term party?
Oh, very much indeed. It's absolute riot down there.
Cigarette?
No, thank you, sir.
Well, Message, how bad is it?
Oh, not too rough, sir. The swelling's gone down, thank you very much.
Now, I'm not talking about your ankle, Message. I need to know how much it bothers you. Jumping out of an aeroplane with only a parachute for company.
Oh, well, it bothers everybody a bit, doesn't it, sir?
Yes, but you more than others.
All right. I admit it. But it didn't stop me jumping.
Oh, yes, it did. Yesterday, you invented an injury to get you out of making that jump. Right?
Yes, sir.
And sooner or later, you knew you were going to have to make that jump. And things being what they are, you might have been making it on an actual operation. Now, suppose you had refused again.
I did jump, sir.
Yes. Eventually.
What are you telling me, that I'm out?
You know the way things work, Message.
Because if you are, I think you're being bloody unfair.
Oh, do you?
All right. I was scared, but I still jumped.
I am still scared, and it's not going to beat me again.
Why did you volunteer for special duties in the first place, Mr. Holmes?
I could ask you the same question.
Yeah, but I'm asking you, little boy.
I didn't join the army to mess about in a service corps. I have just spent 3 years in Aldershot, Elgin, Tavistock. I'm a damn good officer. I knew it, and my colonel knew it. The only way I was going to get a transfer was by making life hell for them, somebody to get rid of. And now I'm here, I don't intend to leave quietly.
All right, Miss Hodge, get out!
Sir!
Any damage?
Only to my decisions. I'll chance him.
Oh, it's your head, old man.
Yes, it is.
Say that, but say it quiet. You know, whenever I used to do that, all the stuff ended up on the floor.
That's because you're a Scotch bird. No offence, just can't help it, know what I mean? I learnt quite a bit detained at His Majesty's pleasure. Mind you, you do need skillful fingers, you know what I mean?
What was that? Were you always a crook?
Runs in the family, as you might say, like a wooden leg. Handed down.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Here, my old man, you know, he'd die laughing if he knew I was working the old line to get the bleeding army out of trouble.
Yes.
Morning, love! Feeling bright?
Right, everyone. Bus leaves in 2 minutes.
But Hirondelle isn't here yet, sir.
Never mind, on your feet. Come on, move!
Seems to have been a bit of a blitz here last night, Brian.
Yes, we're used to that.
Now, it's not here, it's outside.
Yes, sir.
2 minutes, Hirondelle.
Sorry, sir.
That's it then, Brian. Thank you for your help.
My pleasure.
Didn't my lot do that?
It certainly did.
God, I'm sorry. Well, let me know if anyone pinched the silver.
Back on, Major. No more sitting about. Colonel wants to see you in his office, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant Major. Get this lot back to work as soon as they've had lunch.
Sir, Colonel Gwillim's there too, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant Major.
Right, ladies and gentlemen. Now you've done your birdman bit, let's get back to our spot of real work, shall we? So you get in your quarters, report back in 15 minutes.
Home sweet home.
At the double! Go Deputy! Big dog, free time!
Come.
Sir, Colonel.
Ah, there you are. I think there is something that we all ought to discuss. Do you want to take a pew?
Yes, sir.
I am informed that you have agreed to a sortie using some of the team that we're training.
It seems to be necessary, sir.
Well, we've been over this already, Tim. I ordered Gallagher to set it up. I wouldn't have given that order unless I thought it was absolutely necessary.
Yes, that is as it may be. I'm not qualified to comment. But I damn well am about the people you are proposing to drag in. They're not properly trained.
The fact remains that a team goes in. It's been approved by Joint Intelligence. I like the idea of sending in an untried team as much as you do, Tim. But there is nobody else we can use at such short notice.
Very well. But I protest, and I want it understood that I shall record that.
Yes, of course. That would be very proper. Now, if you consider who you're taking.
Macklin has to go, sir, for obvious reasons.
You can't be serious. If he so much as opens his mouth, he'll be picked up straight away. His French is atrocious.
Then he'll have to keep his mouth shut. It's about available options, isn't it, sir? When we hit that place, we need someone who can open doors. If it comes to a scrap, Cameron's the handiest one to have around, and I'd like Macaulay along for the same reasons.
What about this parachute problem? I do read the reports you send me.
If it becomes necessary, I'll kick him out of the plane myself.
Now, who's your best WT operator?
Solange, I'd say, by a mile. She's also French, of course.
Oh, is that it?
Yes, sir.
And you're taking Portage?
As a courier, yes, sir.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but my distinct impression was that she was under some suspicion.
Either she is completely innocent, or let us suppose that she is what we suspect. In which case, she hasn't been sitting around doing her knitting. Now, how much does she know? How much has she passed on already? I need to know that as soon as possible.
Well, with respect, sir, how the hell is sending her on this mission going to help us establish that, one way or another?
Well, if she's a plant, she'll be obliged to make every effort to contact her friends. Imagine yourself, catapulted into France at a time when the invasion is expected, to search out and steal some plans that are wanted urgently. And what would you do in her place? Well, you would have to make a break to try for contact.
Yes, and if she does that, she jeopardizes the entire sortie.
It's a justifiable risk, yes?
I disagree, sir. It is irresponsible.
And Major Gallagher is very well placed to finish her on the spot.
I agree with Colonel Gwilym. We need to know.
Good. I'll be in touch with their staff. I'll let you know as soon as possible. Now, nobody is to know about this operation until it is too late to pass it on.
Yes, sir.
And you keep an eye on that lady. If you'll excuse me, gentlemen.
Sir.
Well, I hope you realize that if this thing blows up, you will be charged with full responsibility.
And the Colonel?
The Colonel will suddenly be called to the Outer Hebrides to train dolphins. You are carrying the can, Hugh. Make no mistake about it.
Noticed? It's always us two who do this quiet study bit.
You mean it's always us two that are never quite up there with the others? You think it's just not us?
Oh, I don't know. I reckon I'm being out in front because I speak good French. And we're going to have 3 French people put in the team. I took the wind out of my sails a bit.
Well, I didn't know if I'd be up to any of it, but I wanted to have a go. I thought it'd be a bit glam, you know. But the others seem to do everything naturally.
No, there's more to it than that. Well, look at Shuka. He can only just cope. They need him because he is what he is. It's the same with Ibu. It doesn't seem to matter if they can't encode or run a 4-minute mile.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The swats are at it.
It's all right for you.
All right for me? What do you mean all right for me? I'm bored out of my mind. Pure old dribble.
You're a phony, Ibu. You enjoy what we do.
Oh, really? Well, that's news to me. Can't stand any of this stupid nonsense. Thank you.
Major Gallagher is tied up for a couple of hours, so I'm standing in. These are copies of WT messages. They're in code and were sent by agents in the field. There could be some mistakes in the signal. Some in the original encoding, some in the sending, some in the taking down. It's up to you to sort it all out, but I expect a simple signal in the King's English in a clear, unmistakable hand by 1500. Get cracking.
Come in. Thank you, Sergeant. Shut honorary, briefly. I have to send a small team into France. I've chosen you to go in first and report back.
You intend to drop me into occupied France? On my own? I haven't even finished my training.
I know. I want you to go in tomorrow night.
What do you want me to do?
Come over here. You will be landed by Lysander into the Senlis area here. You'll be met by a man called de Grouchy. He's the head of the local resistance, and he'll give you all the help you need, short of getting his own people involved in direct action. The main unit will follow from here the next day. We need to know if there have been any important changes, if there are any troop movements, if there have been any changes to the curfew, anything that is new. Now, de Grouchy will help you with all of that. You may report back at any of your scheduled times, but report back only once, otherwise stay off the air. When you send, your identification and coded message, nothing else, unless, of course, there is something that we need to know. Is this understood?
Yes, sir.
You think you can cope? Any questions?
Not until my briefing. I don't think. I will be briefed.
Yes. Yes, you'll be briefed. As for any operation, kitting out will be 1,700 hours tomorrow. Documents and identity briefing, 2,200 this evening, this office. Clear?
Port and brandy, miss.
What a treat.
Always good for a headache, I think. Now, I said to myself, that Miss Chardonneret looks a mite under the weather. Time to make up a drop of Moffat's mixture.
Thank you, miss.
Hello, you missed the encoding. So, you all right? You look a bit pale.
It's nothing, Mel. Just a headache.
Why didn't you go upstairs and lie down? Much better for you, you know.
Miff's bought me a clandestine drink. I think he's lovely.
Well, he is. Brandy and,
You have it.
May I? Thank you. Wait for me.
May I make a suggestion?
Only if it's decent.
Try bringing the gun up first and then down.
Like this?
Yes.
That's much better, I think.
It is.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Do you have a girlfriend?
I thought we weren't supposed to discuss our private lives. Resting at the moment, between engagements.
You're engaged?
Yes, actually.
But not now?
No, we broke it off.
Why?
The usual reason, this war. We met at university. Very intelligent girl. Very committed politically.
Communist.
Yes, that way inclined.
Is that why you finished?
Oh, good Lord, no. No, she had a right to her opinions, even if I didn't happen to agree with them. But then, war broke out.
And?
Oh, she didn't agree with that either, especially to my being a part of it.
So she didn't think you had a right to your opinions, then?
Do they ever?
Were you in love with her?
Oh, yes.
Still?
She's married now.
You give me the bird, eh? No?
was there, mister? Well, I told you, did not know this was there. On this. On this. A lot of nothing there. Well, if you man it, the local Aberford. And where's Mr. Aberford? You need to. On what's this? On this. Back, all right?
Rossignol. All we know about her is in that file, and it is thin. I'm asking you to go to Paris and to try and fill in some of the gaps.
If I do?
You'll be leaving by Lysander tomorrow night. They'll put you down at Saint-Puy-sur-Oise. There's a train from Chantilly to Paris the following morning at 08:26. When you get to Paris, go to this address. See a man called Philippe Vernet. He's expecting you. Get him to check her out. Find out anything he can about her. Who she worked with, who she slept with, anything. I'm afraid you have less than a day to come up with the information. You'll rendezvous at de Grouchy's farm on the 20th at 09:30 hours.
Major.
30, I'll be there by then. I'm taking in a small team to do a burglary job. I take it you agree to go.
Do I really have a choice?
Well, let's say it saves us a lot of embarrassment that you've volunteered. The file's not to leave this room. Name?
Germaine Elmer, 26, unmarried.
What are you doing in Chantilly?
I have come to look for my cousin, Denise Guépin. She's all I have left. My family and my home have all gone in the British bombing.
Where was your home?
18 Rue Racine, Nantes.
I assume they checked out that address.
They assured me that they did, and the date that it was bombed. I have learnt it, Major. I know my cover.
Do you? Good. Now, there are 3 code words that I want you to memorize. May West, Grey Bull, Hayworth. May West means that the town hall is heavily guarded and impregnable to the sort of small squad that we will be sending in.
Sir.
Grey Bull means that it is lightly patrolled and within our capability.
Right.
Hayworth means that it is entirely unpatrolled.
May West, Grey Bull, Hayworth.
Correct.
Do I leave as planned?
Tomorrow night, as planned. I'm sending you in a lot earlier than I wanted. I'm afraid wars just don't wait. Now, let's go through it again and then buy you a drink.
Now today, ladies and gentlemen, we're splitting into 2 groups for reasons which will become increasingly clear as we proceed. Rossignol, Chouka, Grieve, Messange remain seated for briefing by Major Gallagher. The rest of you come with me, if you please.
Morning, everybody.
Morning, sir.
Come on, hurry up. That's it, Miff, down there.
Right.
Thank you, Miff. Right, gather round. Right. Now, I want you four for a simulated attack on a small market town. In general terms, it's strictly a hit-and-run affair, and I shall be coming with you. We will be parachuted into a dropping zone 5 miles away from our objective, and at night. We will make our way across country. We will lie up during the following day. We will carry out the assault at night again, and we'll make our way back to the assembly point before dawn. Now, this is a layout of the town centre, and our objective will be breaking into this building here, the local town hall. Now, our best bet for easy access should be at the rear of the building. And it'll be your job, Shuka, to get us in.
It's like old times.
Let's hope you have more luck than you did with your last job.
What are we after in the town hall?
A set of plans.
Where are they kept?
We're told they're in the surveyors department, but we can't be sure of that. Now, we have to rely on our people on the ground for that sort of information. The local resistance will be meeting us at the dropping zone.
More fancy dress?
No expense spared, Massage. You see, the purpose of this exercise is to test your ability to assimilate new information and to act on it with speed and efficiency, right?
Right, sir.
Right. Now, the plans themselves will almost certainly be under lock and key. Possibly in a safe, who knows? The important thing is that we let ourselves in and out without leaving any calling cards. Not a trace, right?
Whatever you say, Gov.
Sir.
Whatever you say, Gov, sir.
Will the town hall be guarded, sir?
No, that's one of the things we have to find out as we go. Right, now you familiarize yourselves with the layout of the town. You will not discuss this exercise with anyone outside of this room. And the others will have the same directive, so don't you go pumping them. I'd like to remind you that it's dark. So if we get separated, you won't have the chance to ask a policeman. They'll all be in bed. Get on with it. No visitors, Corporal.
Well, I suppose I should say I wish I were going with you, but I don't.
Glad you're not.
You'll be traveling together. Part of the way.
The usual, man. Oh, thanks very much. Have you seen Fergie?
Probably trying to get an early night, I should think. He has an early start tomorrow. Appointment of Guy's.
Guys? Nothing's happened.
What? No. No, nothing at all. No, they just want to have another look at that leg before they discharge him, finally. They shouldn't jump to conclusions, you know. Is he a particular chum of yours?
Well, yes, I suppose he is, really.
You lost Ferdy?
Yes, it rather looks that way.
Thank you, madam.
I do wish he'd told me he was going to Guy's.
I wanted to wash my hair. Do you have any shampoo I could use?
I've got some soap.
That would be fine, thank you. I tried to borrow something from Chardonnay, but she seems to have disappeared too.
Well, I hardly think they've gone off together.
No, I didn't mean that. It's just that, well, we've all worked so closely as a team, you know, and suddenly some of us are asked to do one thing and the others have...
Oh, come on, we've just been split up for an exercise. We'll probably end up fighting each other.
I suppose you're right. Would you like another drink?
No, thanks. I think I'll go and have a bath. I shan't forget your soap.
Cigarette? This is your first time, right? On an operation. Are you scared? Who isn't? Still, it would be nice to see France again, huh?
Yes, it will.
All right. Met Office says the weather's cleared over there. Good luck.
Aren't you going to kiss me goodbye?
buy me a jar?
I've got a better idea. Why don't we give those moths in your wallet a treat and let them out for a bit, huh? Mine's a whiskey, maybe a large one.
Well, mine's just a beer. What would you like, Rossignol?
Yeah.
Nothing, thank you.
Oh, you're getting off light. Cherish the moment.
Come on, wee man, I'll give you a hand with them. It's not often that I get the chance.
Great Scotch Burke. I've been keeping you in ointment ever since you latched on them.
Those two should be on the stage.
Been much quieter since the parachuting. Why is that?
Life becoming real and earnest? How's that?
I wonder if it really is. I mean, there's something odd about this exercise. Why shouldn't we be able to talk to the others about it?
Search me, love. All part of the course.
I suppose you're right. Where are the others?
Miff, do you know?
I can't say that I do, sir, no.
Miff, I thought you knew everything.
Everything that I need to know, sir.
What the devil do you think you're playing at?
Sir?
Oh, don't play the innocent with me, Gallagher. I understood that you were sending in one WT operator in advance of this team. Now they tell me you sent someone else as well.
That is correct, sir. I sent Ferdy in with her.
Well, without informing me? But the fact is that the plan I submitted to the Joint Intelligence Committee has been amended without my consultation.
May I speak freely, sir?
Yes, you get it off your chest.
With respect. You wished to sortie upon me and my team before I thought they were ready to cope with it. I went along with that and go along with it because I see the reasoning. Then you insist I take one member of personnel who is not above suspicion, whose loyalties are not wholly established. If you expect me to risk my people in this way, then you have to allow me to take any precautions I need to safeguard my squad.
Come to the point.
I sent Ferdy to Paris to sound out our contacts and find out anything he can about Miss Portals before I have to make an on-the-spot decision. Colonel, I may have to dispose of her over there. I think, sir, I have to be certain.
I think the Major acted prudently, sir. I support his decision.
Did you know about it?
Yes.
No, Colonel Squires was not aware that I did not have your permission, sir. He thought it was part of the plan. May I ask how you found out, sir?
You've got the nerve of the devil, Gallagher. But you take notice of this. I found out that there were two people in that Lysander when I tried to call this operation off.
Off?
Winston gave it his blessing. This kind of operation is extremely close to his heart. But everything goes through Supreme Allied headquarters these days. They've got other things to think about. And they said no. But fortunately, Tedder's memo came too late to cancel the Prime Minister's agreement.
If you'll excuse me, sir, I have a briefing to give.
Oh, don't be too hard on him, sir. He acted for the best. He's up to his neck in it.
I can't afford independent thinking, Tim. Not on my side of the business. It's too involved. It's too devious.
Well, we should be hearing from that girl in France soon. Would you care to join me?
Yes. Yes, certainly. Did you run that check on Lambert for me?
Yes. Completely clean. Genuine gold list.
Good. It was Mr. Gruchy's FTP. I think we might have to balance that out. Can't let the Reds have it all their own way, can we?
Oh.
All right, now you're making your way into town from the west. How many roads left and right before you reach the square in which the target is situated? Grieve.
4, sir.
Describe the main features of that square, Shuka.
Theatre on the right as you approach. City walls to the left. Target on the corner opposite. Trees in the square itself.
Anything else?
No, sir.
What seems to be the best route from the square to the rear of the town hall, Rossignol?
Down the road by the side of the theatre, and then turn first left.
What's at the rear of the town hall, Grieve?
Just that same road, sir. It carries on right past the back of the building.
And leads to Message?
The main street of the town running north-south.
All right, turn around, have a look. Well done. Now, anyone know what that is?
I do.
Anyone else?
I can hazard a guess.
Suicide pill.
I'm going to give you one of these for the exercise. Break it in your mouth. You've got 10 seconds to live.
Oh, charming, that is.
Do they come in assorted flavours, Major?
You decide on your own place to keep it. Most people tape it under their arm, somewhere on their body, not in your clothes. If they capture you and find one on you, they will certainly torture you, because the very fact that you have one is a giveaway. So, use it.
What I wouldn't give for one of those pills.
What for?
The mother-in-law, man. Who else?
Suicide pills. On an exercise. Don't you find it peculiar?
Not really. They try and make it just like the real thing. Seems sensible to me.
And the pills?
Probably just peppermints.
Splendid.
Sergeant, will you find Major Gallagher for me? Tell him I expect him in my office almost immediately.
That was Chardonneret sending, wasn't it, sir? I know her touch.
Yes.
She's in France.
Yes. I must ask you not to divulge that to anyone.
Wouldn't it have been better to use one of the regular operators?
We had to be sure that it was our girl sending, so it had to be somebody who knew her touch.
Excuse me, sir. We seem to have our wires crossed over
Not
the
now,
next 2
Sergeant
days.
Major.
Close your mouth, Sergeant Major. You'll catch your death of cold like that, you will.
Miff, just what the hell is going on? I can't find any of my lot. It's not good enough. The Colonel likes things smooth as clockwork. It's pandemonium. Where is everybody?
It's no good asking me, Sergeant Major. It don't come under my aegis.
Aegis?
Yes, sir. Yes, I can assure you of the man's reliability. Yes, indeed. Thank you. I have approval from Chafe. It's on for tonight. Go as planned.
Anything you want me to do while you're away?
Yes, sir. Keep the others at it.
What about Ferdy?
No official. Justified on political grounds. It's a much safer bet than mere military expediency.
Let me have your attention. Up to now, you've been led to believe that this was an exercise. It isn't. That was a deception for the purposes of security. Tonight, you will be dropping into France, to a location identical in every detail to the one that you've been working on. Everything you've been told is correct. The rendezvous, the German troop presence in the town, the target. We can't afford any of us to be taken alive. You know your answer. If you're taken, use it.